Talking Luther College women's tennis with head coach Adam Strand. And coach, you were supposed to have the conference individual tournament here last weekend. Mother Nature, the ultimate all-conference player this year, I guess.
Yeah, she was, I guess, Darren. She was MVP and everything. Yeah, a really unfortunate, kind of a weird way to end the fall, having our individual conference tournament canceled. Just, the league made that decision, and I think they made the right decision with what the weather forecast was, but still unfortunate for everybody, and kind of especially for us since we were the host, and we only get to host that once every 8 years. So yeah, kind of a weird way to end the fall. We still got some practice in last week and talked about the fall with our team, and I think the girls felt pretty good about it. We did a lot of good things this fall, and as we look ahead to the spring, we're excited going forward.
What was the number one positive thing you took away from the fall competition?
I think there were two things for me. One was the doubles. We played 12 meets. One of them we didn't finish against St. Ben's, but in all 12 meets we were ahead after doubles, either 2-1 or 3-0, and we did that against some pretty good teams along the way too. And so I thought that was impressive. We set ourselves up to win every meet, and so that was really good for us. And then I think the other thing is our sophomore class. A group that came in a year ago, and I remember the first practice with just the freshmen, and it was a little rough, and I thought, oh boy, what are we going to do here a little bit? And now to see them come back as sophomores and just, they look so much more confident in themselves, and they've grown a lot with their games. And, an example of that is, how Maggie Helms has really, gone up higher in the lineup. She started out playing 5 for us last year. She's playing 2 now. Did a great job for us this fall. Haley Johnson's been in the doubles lineup for us now the past spring and this fall. And then Jenna Myers and Olivia Heights played 3 doubles all fall and never lost. So really seeing that sophomore class progress was huge for us.
And you've seen that historically with this program, kids that play 6 or 5 or 4 end up being pretty good 2s or 1s for you eventually, correct?
Yeah, there's been great tradition of that, Darren. When I've been here, when Brian was here, when Sue was here, we had our alumni meets earlier this fall, and we're talking with some of the women who had ended up playing 1 or 2 in their career and kind of where they started. And nobody started at 1 or 2, and I think that shows that we're doing a good job of developing our players, and that our players are working hard to improve, and I think that's a good sign. And I think we've got some good people in our program, even some younger players right now who maybe played, bottom part of our varsity lineup, who I think, going into spring or a year from now could be playing much higher in the lineup, and that's exciting, and then hopefully we can continue to recruit good players to add to that mix. But yeah, I think a lot of positives going forward.
As for the development between now and February when you get back on it, or January, whichever you prefer, but what needs to happen between now and then to make sure you're as good of a team as you can possibly be when you get back after winter?
I think the biggest thing is for our women to continue working with Dave O'Connor. They got a good start with that with Dave this fall. Taking a little bit of a breather right after season's over, but getting back to work with Dave and doing the work with him, and then also some of the extra work that he gives them outside of that. I think that's going to be huge for us. Like we talked about, we're right there with the doubles, and maybe with our singles, some of that's getting a little bit stronger, getting a little bit fitter, stuff like that. I think that's going to be huge for us. And then it's getting back out on the courts, taking a week or 2 off, but then getting right back out there and starting to work on our games and making sure that we continue to improve, what we've worked on this fall, and we don't lose what we had. So, I think a lot of work ahead, but I think our women are excited about it, and I think they're looking forward to some of the opportunities we'll have this spring.
I forgot to tell you this during the men's recap, but since this is our fall recap, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Darren.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
We'll see you in January.
Sounds good. Thanks, Darren.
Adam Strand talking Luther College women's tennis.